This is an extract from our AHK Hero Club. We have calls 3 times a week. Please like the video if you learned something.
They're long just because of the examples. So I do agree with you. Keeping the rules short, right, is a good idea. Anything else, put it in a skill that is loaded conditionally, as you just mentioned, like things that are, it's not like you're going to load everything at once. Yet AI finds a way to annoy me anyways. Like, it just finds a way.
Have you tried? I haven't tried.
Can we go back to
Hold on, right. Isaias, have you tried to put in any sort of logic in your skill to say, if I'm using this model, then do this?
Oh, that's something that I've never tried. That's a very good question. And I agree, because certain models fare worse with the same skill. Yes.
And you wonder, yeah. Anyway, sorry. Yeah.
Go ahead, Ray.
Getting back to what you were saying about getting instructions to be followed reliably. When I was struggling with that, I came across the idea that it's a reliability percentage, not a binary situation, and it depends on the. I developed 6 dimensions there. The position in the context that you're sending the instruction, the specificity, the trigger clarity, the conflict with the model defaults. I've been struggling to get it to number its output so I can respond granularly to its output, by saying 3.4, here's my comments. I tell you, it's like struggling uphill. It explained to me, it said it's got a default towards prose. So when I ask it to number, that goes against the grain. So if you're giving an instruction that goes against the grain, you have to be
fighting
more
against it.
You have to be more. Well, you have to use these 6 dimensions more.
Okay.
So where was I? Conflict with the model, mechanical enforcement. So that's the highest level, where it's just I don't know.
That's I would name those hooks. Yeah. The mechanical enforcement is basically a script that does the job. And you have a hook that just triggers the script, and that way AI is out of it. Yes. That's the most reliable one. That's true.
And then the last one is last dimension is verifiability. Like if the instruction if the LLM can easily say, "Oh yeah, I did that," versus is it funny or is it I don't know, sad? That's hard
I think I understand. Yeah.
Subjective versus
Yes.
So then I built a skill to help me with that. But you know what I'm finding? I'm building all these things, and then I don't practice using them. I forget I've got actually, I don't know. I don't know 90%. I've got Open Brain, I've got Osibian, I've got prompt engineering. Honestly, I have to say to the LLM, what have I got? What can I
I'm telling
use?
you, look, that's exactly the reason why I focus on one thing. Like, for example, I tried Cursor for a while just to get to know it. I tried VI for a while just to get to know it. I still work on VS Code. Oh no, VS Code has 10,000 problems. I don't care, I work in there because I know it. The same. Oh, I switch from Claude to Codex to OpenAI. I don't know. I just use one. I know its limitations. I just use that one. And if the situation requires me to use X, then I go ahead and switch. But normally I don't switch between models or agents or stuff, because exactly what you just said, you have so many tools, so many skills, so many information that it becomes actually a problem instead of helping you, right? That's all there is to it.
And two things. Hold on, right? Isaias, you didn't mention. I don't think you mentioned it. Do you have examples in your skills of showing it the way you want it, not the way you don't want it?
No, I try to avoid that because it takes too many tokens. But yes, I did have examples of very specific things, but I don't normally give it examples. Yeah.
No. And then the second one, which Irfan and I were talking actually yesterday, it's painful. Well, I don't know about for Irfan, but when someone watches you work and says, no, do it this way. So I saw him doing something like, hold on, like, let's slow down. Let's walk through using this. Because I saw him do the slash for one of the skills. And I'm like, why would you do, like, I don't ever call my skills, ever.
No, you don't. Yeah, exactly.
Automatically, and I never have
Yes.
to worry about it. So,
Right.
Ray, that's my thought to you there too, right? Like, make sure your descriptions and your labels are good. If they're good, you shouldn't have to call them. They will get used on their own.
Use the tools to create the skills. So do not create them manually yourself. There
Yeah.
is if you are using VS Code, use /create, and it will give you a list of things that you can create, like prompts, skills.
Again, Isaiah, you're missing. No, just tell it to create a skill.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but why use the slash create? I'm saying just tell it.
Oh, yeah, because that follows a very specific pattern. But yeah, you're right. You can just tell it and it would do it for you.
Right.
Of course.
I wanted to get back to something else you said, Isaiah. You said that you're relating to the LLM as you said you're a machine god. You should know this. I used to have that view too, but recently I've been regarding it as more like a paralegal, a smart and capable paralegal, but a paralegal that needs guidance. And that's reduced my irritation.
You're right. So let me I don't know. So before I jump into that, let's see, Joe, you wanted to kind of like switch the topic to something else?
Well, I wanted to stop.
Grab 25% off all our AHK goodies, courses, scripts, and custom work so you save cash while building your toolkit like a boss. Explore our huge library of 466 plus hours of recorded AHK tutorials. Watch, rewind, and master tricks at your own pace.